My name is Gary Lillian. I'm Distinguished Research Professor of Management Science here at SMEAL. I came to SMEAL in 1981. Prior to that, I taught for 8 years at the Sloan School of Management at MIT. I've got 3 degrees from Columbia University, and actually before that I had a real job. I actually worked for 5 years at Mobil Corporation. Since coming to SMEAL, I've had my main areas of research and application have been in 2 areas. One has been marketing analytics and what we call marketing engineering, and the other, which is probably the topic of what we're going to talk about here today, is business-to-business marketing.
I'm Ralph Oliva. I'm Executive Director of the Institute for the Study of Business Markets here at SMEAL College and a Professor of Marketing. I teach business-to-business marketing, strategic brand management, and integrated marketing communications. And before I got here, I've been here 13 years. Before I graduated and came to Penn State, I spent 23 years at Texas Instruments in Dallas. And I was worldwide brand manager for Texas Instruments right as I was coming here. ISBM is, first of all, it's an outward-facing research institute headquartered here at SMEAL College. And we're really the world's center of excellence, creating new knowledge in how businesses market to one another, as opposed to marketing to you or I as a consumer. And the business of consumer marketing is very well researched, the last meter of the buy, off the shelf, into the shopping cart. But everything that happens before that is where we play. How, a firm making toothpaste, for example, has to buy chemicals, they've got to buy packaging, they've got to buy manufacturing equipment. That's where we play. So we're the world's leading institute for fundamental academic research in business-to-business marketing. We take the results of that research and have produced a large set of training and education resources for business-to-business marketing. And then inside an industrial firm like Texas Instruments, the groups of marketers are very small. They're not like Procter & Gamble, where the whole firm might be run by marketers. So we network marketers together. So we're an outward-facing research institute focused on business-to-business, and our 3 agendas are research, education, and networking.
The ISBM has had 2 major missions. One is an academic-facing mission, and the other is a practice-facing mission. And it's one of the reasons that, for example, Ralph Oliva, who is the executive director, basically manages the practice or practitioner, the member-facing part of the ISBM, and I focus on the research and the academic-facing part of the ISBM. On the practice side, the goal of the ISBM is to improve the practice of business-to-business marketing through the dissemination of the best knowledge and the best practices in the domain. And again, Ralph will talk a little bit more about that part of the mission, I think, in a separate video. What I direct, and I like to tell people, there are very few people out there who had the same job they had 25 years ago. So apparently I have no possible career advancement capabilities. In 1983, I was the research director of the ISBM. I am still the research director of the ISBM. And broadly speaking, the purpose of the research purpose of the ISBM is to improve the knowledge base, and in fact, the personnel who are involved in research in the business-to-business marketing area. So we're very actively involved in conferences and supporting in developing grants and connecting researchers to research sites in our member companies. We run a business-to-business PhD camp. We have an innovative ISBM PhD seminar series, which we do globally. So we have online PhD courses that we offer with the best instructors in the world to PhD students around the world, and the like. We try to generate information about databases that researchers in this area can access. And more than anything else, we try to be, if you will, the disseminator and the central knowledge dissemination point for BtoB scholars worldwide.
Well, our member firms for ISBM, by their very nature, are industrial firms. They're firms that work up the value chain, selling chemicals, selling manufacturing equipment, selling parts that go into something else. Because of our heritage, one of our founding directors, Irv Gross, was head of market research at DuPont. So in fact, most of the chemicals industry are members of ISBM. And the benefits relate to our 3 agendas of research, education, and networking. Members get fast access to the best, most research-driven insights coming from field research all over the world on how they can do their business-to-business marketing better.
Our firm base is marching right into this recession, okay? And I hope the next 25 years will allow us to do what we've been able to do over the next 25 years. But the ISBM is, like any business right now, facing a very challenging environment.
This is a time in the current economy here, and we're talking through the fourth quarter of 2008, and a lot of duress and a lot of uncertainty, a lot of swings in the economy. From our point of view, it's the time where you absolutely have to be the best you can be. Work with the sharpest tools, getting a little bit better on pricing, really understanding what customers do you want to stick with, which customers would you like to transform, which customers would you like to fire. I look at my students and talk with them about the next 25 years, and I get just so jealous. I think it's going to be a very exciting time. We're seeing the millennial generation now growing up and moving into positions of business. There's just so much promise there, and yet so much challenge there. I mean, these are folks who are coming with a fresh perspective, obviously a perspective that's very, very focused on the environment and are taking it very seriously. This is a group of people who are, well, if you look at someone my age, clearly I am a digital immigrant. I migrated to the web, but my children are digital natives. They grew up on the web. They grew up in this multi-channel environment. So there'll be whole new lessons learned on how these people make buying decisions, how they gather information, how you communicate with them. And over the next 25 years, I think all of the plethora of media experiments we're seeing going on now will start settling out, and we'll start seeing what the real channels for connecting people together around the world really are. We'll see totally new ways of creating value, some of which will come from technologies like nanotechnology and genomics, the alternative energy technologies that are being experimented with now, and these will spawn whole new industries for people to play in. We'll see other businesses sort of settle out. What will happen to the American automotive industry? Will it transform itself, or will it have to die first and come back, which I believe it will do? I still believe that there are people who are arguing now that a lot of what America used to do is migrating around the world. So what's left for us? Well, there's plenty left for us. The things that can be done in other economies that are growing, naturally, that's the way capitalism works. They spread out to other economies. What we have here in the United States is the place where the whole brain comes together, left brain and right brain together. And I think we'll be the designers of the new future. We may not be the manufacturers of the new future, but I believe we will be designing the new future. And that, for as long as I can be part of that, that's what I'd like to do. And that's what we're training our members and our students here to be part of.